The anatomy of insight is a self-reflexive pattern that exists throughout the universe. And as Isaiah Berlin says, to understand is to perceive patterns. When you can connect the dots and see the Gestalt long view, like Jason Silva says, you embed a new type of knowledge, a new kind of aperture that creates knowledge that you can hang your hat on. It's what takes place in the brain through neural configurations and synapses and dendrites that now start to take shape and form new clusters of information and characteristics that can be embedded within these profiles, within data architecture that can now be clustered in real time through data management platforms and business intelligence tools, between their data visualization tools, prescriptive analytics, machine learning technologies, natural language processing. It's how brands can connect with customers in more meaningful ways by understanding the deep hidden connections between how they respond to their brand and ultimately how they decision, how they make these decisions in real time, how it evokes a new behavior and taps into their consciousness. New neural configurations that start to form that's self-reflexive with the embedded characteristics of a stream bed moving across the entire earth as a lightning bolt starts to hit the church steeple. This is what's embedded within the connectome of the universe, mind and body alike. As Benoit Mandelbrot puts it, it's a fractal pattern and algorithm like the Fibonacci sequence that exists everywhere. This is the embedded technology. This is how innovation happens. This is how forager ants seek food and how that's reflective of a pattern of how TCP/IP protocols move across the web. This is exactly what Paul Stamets calls the mycelial archetype. This is how innovation happens. The anatomy of an insight is a light bulb moment psychologically, but it takes place in the brain from a physiological perspective as new neural configurations now start to form. It's these self-reflexive patterns that exist throughout the universe, and brands and enterprises need to understand how these characteristics are created within a connected universe through these variants. For us to be able to understand the insights, the embedded tools, and the logic between these data visualizations, between the pivot tables and what can be captured within those parameters, this is how knowledge is created. Innovation happens in this way, so chance favors the connected mind, as Stephen Johnson likes to say. Within this embedded environment, you create a platform through which new connections can be made, new artifices can be created, and new organisms can now start to be formed. This is the cognitive era. This is a cognitive landscape. This is what it takes to drive innovation forward in a modern world.